Throw it to me, baby.
One.
Gosh, don't call me baby. That's a great way for us to welcome you back. Oh my gosh.
We're on one today. We're on a tear. And contrary to what anybody thinks, we are not high, nor are we drunk. Welcome back.
We're also not fit for the public. But that's another story.
That's why we're on the internet.
So, before you tell us about a TV show, that's what you're going to tell us about, right? We were discussing...
We didn't even take that long of a break.
I know, we were discussing the Mer people, and I'm just totally thrown off now. So, I want to just ask very quickly now, you know, J.J. Abrams is making all of these plans, and I just want to make sure that I'm not going to have to wait another 4 years for Star Trek to come out again.
Well, the new Star Wars movie in the first trilogy, it's 2015. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Okay, all I'm saying is, they do a lot of talking. Okay, stop talking about how you're going to direct Star Wars and just do it already.
Well, and you and I had talked about, after we saw Star Trek, that shouldn't they be starting on the new script right now in the meantime?
How long does it take, people?
Well, part of the problem, well, this is what they're blaming it on, is they wanted a quality script for this last movie, and it was a quality script. But my issue with this is they're trying to mirror the original timeline of the original show. So they're taking ideas that are preconceived.
So
they just are expanding. Exactly.
Oh, gosh.
Don't get me wrong. They expanded very well.
No, they do a very good job. I just wish they would do it faster.
They just gotta put in some filler lines.
It makes me think of that Taco Bell Doritos commercial where that lady says, well, they'd better hurry up before I'm dead.
It could happen.
I'm just saying.
We never know.
Chop, chop, people.
Every day could be your last. Wow, that was sad.
Stop wishing on stars, would you? We'll be fine. Anyway, let's talk about TV shows.
Okay, so TV shows. Okay. So we were talking about TV shows, and there's this new TV show that I don't know you're aware of because you don't have a lot of young people in your life right
I also
now
don't have a lot of channels
to do. Well, there's that. So I have some young nieces and nephews, and
so do I.
Kate and I grew up. Wow, I kind of ignored that. I'm sorry. You do too. Kate
more than you.
She has like a freaking circus full. Anyway, it's like the clown car, and they open up and they just keep coming.
They do.
So I was tending my nephew. Okay. Mm-hmm. For this story, that'll work.
Whichever.
Kate and I grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
So it has come to my attention.
My neighbor?
Won't you be? It's come to my attention that there's a spin-off now. Which
spin-offs scare me.
Well, it's understandable because poor Mr. Rogers has passed away, and how are you going to really continue a show without him in it? Well, I could have done it though.
He could have willed it to someone.
And I would have let them call me Mr. Rogers.
Right? And you could be like his nephew.
They never
whose
know.
name is also Rogers.
Exactly.
Right? And if you owned a neighborhood, wouldn't you will it to somebody?
You'd think.
I mean, what do you expect it to happen to it when you're gone?
It just disappeared.
No.
That's actually a good question. I kind of wonder what's happened to those puppets. Like, are they in the Smithsonian or something?
They're probably all starting their own spin-off shows like Joey, right? Let's go watch Daniel the cat.
Well, actually, I'm like, they do live on, but they're living on in cartoon form as Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood.
Maybe he willed it to Daniel Tiger.
He might have. So,
meow, meow, meow.
Here's the thing. The puppets that we grew up with have now all had children.
Okay, look.
I thought you'd be excited about this.
It's not like I don't feel old enough already. Okay, the kids that I babysat are now having children, right. Whatever. But really, the puppets, now they're parents and grandparents and
children. So,
and I don't even want to talk about the logistics.
And I think that's why it bothers me. And why it never bothered me, because it wasn't like King Friday and Queen Sarah didn't have Prince Tuesday back in the day.
True. But
but yeah. So the Daniel that we're talking about is Daniel Jr. because Daniel that we grew up with that lived in the clock has now had a child and married. The only good thing about this is that Daniel figured out a clock was not the place to raise a family.
Okay.
So who knew? They've moved to a jungle on the outskirts of the neighborhood in Thankfully.
Now, the only hope that they have here is that it is in fact a neighborhood of make-believe, which constitutes there being a jungle just outside of it.
Well, fortunately, Trolley can travel to the jungle.
You know, that trolley
And
is
take
better than
Daniel.
any subway system anywhere.
To the neighborhood of make-believe. So then there's these kids, and I'm not sure about XDL and Henrietta Pussycat. I don't know if they married other people at some time, or if they're divorcees, or they're widowers. But they each have a child. Henrietta's poor child suffers from the same speech impediment that Henrietta did. Meow, 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 you're nice. Meow, 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 what?
Maybe it's not so much of a speech impediment as it's kind of like...
I guess it's a limited vocabulary.
No. I think it's more like Dora the Explorer, where they're trying to help you be bilingual. You can speak
too
English
can
and
speak
cat.
cat.
Yes. Meow, 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 map.
So my other favorite part of this story is that the kids are together and Prince Wednesday comes along. And I say out
We
loud,
all know that Wednesday was a girl.
I say out loud, Prince Wednesday? I thought it was Prince Tuesday.
Oh no.
To which my 3-year-old nephew matter-of-factly replies in the duh Jared voice.
Which we can only guess where that was learned.
Prince Tuesday is Prince Wednesday's older brother. So see, the king and queen are still procreating.
Is it true to life where Prince Wednesday is hotter than Prince Tuesday?
You know, I don't feel that I even want to make a judgment on that at all.
I'll let it slide.
So my other favorite thing is the teacher was Teacher Harriet, and on the show, she was a cow. She is now a human.
Now.
She is a human being.
Wow. Well, I wonder what drugs that took.
Lady Elaine got married and has a kid named Lady Elena.
You know, can we get a little bit more creative with the names?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of originality, but I'm kind of sad that the platypus people didn't come back. It sounds like we're still talking about Star Trek. Green people, the platypus people.
It kind of does. There's just so many things wrong with this. I can't even fathom where to begin.
And
Make it go away.
Okay, would you like to take a break now?
Let's take a break.
Okay.
We'll think of something a little less
Traumatizing to talk about for our third segment.
Yes, although with us, clearly that's never
Trauma is the agenda for the day, I think.
for our lives. That's the agenda.
Be back in a little bit. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe.
And call your therapist. Send them
Please.
over.